Hey everybody, how's the world? How's the life? Let me get situated over here. So how we doing? See if anybody wants to chat with me. Everybody's getting live. Everybody's getting on the TV. Everybody's getting on the internet. They just hanging out, and I felt like I needed to chat. I'm gonna get on tomorrow night as well. Always get on Saturday nights, but hey, you get a little extra. You get something a little bit this week. You get something a bonus, something a little bit better. Hopefully. So if you want to hang out with me, just chat fragrance. Um, we have a little bit longer time. You know, when I was doing these lives during the winter, about this time where I live, it would already kind of be getting dark. So we still got a good hour. So scent of the day is isolation pour homme. You know what I'm joking about, DJ. You saw my title. I like to call this time all the we're going on the internet. We can go live. We just hang out. I call this Corona time. That's usually referenced to the alcohol, but I guess we can get boozed up too, if that's what y'all are doing. So, Susie Roman, hey my friend, how you doing? Happy to see you. Centurion's in the house. Hey Centurion, definitely check him out. And DJ, I don't know what kind of collection you have. I don't know how if you want to get deep into fragrances, but I feel like you're another one of those guys that could definitely start a fragrance channel. I would love to see you review fragrances. I'd love to see some of your thoughts on all these smells and all that. Hey Benjamin, looking sharp, buddy. I appreciate that. I actually cut my own hair. I don't know if it looks great. I do like my own hair to be kind of sharp and trim. Some people say that military look. I definitely that's how I like to be. But if you saw my if you saw my top 10 essentially celebrity crush video, you'll definitely know I like my ladies with longer hair. So hopefully y'all saw that video. I thought it was I don't know if it's well received. I don't know if that's a funny video. I tried to be a little bit more witty and try to put my personality out there. I always feel like I'm not putting my personality enough out there. And some people always want to get more personal, so I'm like, hey, here's a video. Put me in a compromising situation, and here you go. Let me say. Let me see. DJ says I'm going to one starting next Monday. Fantastic. Let me know what your channel is. Make sure to reach out to me. And I've been compiling. It's well overdue. A really big shout out video. It's going to be another one with probably over 30 people. So definitely let me know your channel name. And I love to give shout outs to all the new channels that have come out. So that'll be a lot of fun. Anyways, what fragrances have y'all been into? What scents? I have a box here of my favorite fragrances. I actually made the video of my favorite fragrances for February and March. I think I forgot to do my video for February, so I'm late to the game. But and I was the one that started that monthly video. Some people are starting to do the idea. You know, everybody did their weekly fragrances, and I thought it'd be fun to just show my monthly fragrances, the ones that have really been growing on me. And it's got kind of my own ideas, so I thought that'd be kind of fun. Cloud base scents. Ooh, interesting. Cloud base. Interesting name. I'd be interested to see what kind of theme you got going on there. So I like how that sounds. What up, Ben? Hey, Fragrance Journey. How's the life? How's the world for you? What you're wearing over there? What's the oud of choice today? I love your channel, Fragrance Journey. Of course, everybody, please check out Centurion and Fragrance Journey. And we also might have a few other really nice people pop in here. We had Curly Scents in here. We've had Robes. We've had everybody. Eugene. There's some really nice people in the fragrance world. Have you ever tried Swiss Arabian sample kits? I have not. I actually thought about blind buying some of their oils at one point, and I decided to just buy a few here and there. I usually buy things in bulk. I'm really funny that way. If I bought, a bunch of Swiss Arabians, I'd want enough to introduce the house to y'all. So I'd want to essentially buy like $100 worth of their fragrances or oils or whatever. And sometimes I just save up for a discovery set, but I do need to review them. I've heard really good things about them, but I've heard they're mostly a clone house. But it looks to me like some of their oils or some of their tars are original. So need to check out Swiss Arabian. They look pretty nice. Quarantine scent of the day is Aramis Havana. Fantastic fragrance. I have smelled that one. As a classic fragrance. Really easy to wear. Really nice fragrance. My fragrances I've been wearing are mostly spring oriented. I really haven't changed what I wear from because of the quarantine. I really haven't changed a lot. I have been wearing fragrances that maybe project a little bit less, maybe some more of my citrus fragrances, just to uplift my mood. Because I do think we all need to feel good in this time. Of course, get some sunlight if you can. I know we're ordered to be indoors, but if you have a patio, if you have a porch, if you do have a backyard, definitely get some sunlight on you, and it'll definitely make those, those blues go away. If you're feeling down, also it improves your mood and your immune system. And make sure to exercise, everybody. I'm sure that everybody knows that, but let me see here. Edge and Dragon says scent of the day is Polo Double Black. Fantastic fragrance. I do like that fragrance sometimes. Oddly enough, some people, I think it was Jeremy Fragrance, really didn't like Polo Black. I understand it's a little bit more of a mature scent. It's not a playful, fun. It's not a go-lucky fragrance. I think Double Black's a nice fragrance for a classy, maybe mature kind of guy. But I'm not saying I'm not saying anything bad by that. I think that's a really nice, fragrance for a man. So, I see you found Les Artisans stuff. I really do like Les Artisans. I don't know if you saw my live this morning. I was praising Timbuktu. I got it's still in here in the box. I always keep my things in the box. I don't know if y'all keep the box. I know Big Beard. I mean, he doesn't like the box, but I like it. Protects him from the sun. Like this, keeping it out in the sun, it's going to get sun damage because it's a clear bottle. Anyways, this is a beautiful vetiver incense fragrance. If you like vetiver and if you like incense, you got to check this one out. And it's also has a little bit of soft spiciness to it. Also, if you connect to the heritage of Africa, this is supposed to capture the smell of Africa. So I think Timbuktu is a wonderful fragrance, and the quality's outrageous. I don't know if you can find it as cheap as you used to. Maybe I did make it a little bit more popular than it used to be. Used to be able to get 30 mils for close to $30 on eBay and 50 mils for close to $50. The prices were outrageous. It's still a really good fragrance for $50 to $70, but it used to be absolutely ridiculous for how cheap it is or was. Let me catch up with the comments. Hey everybody. Hey Dean, how you doing? It's good to see you. I still need to talk to you sometime. I don't know, I get in those moods, but thank you for being so patient with me, Dean. Have you tried Memo or Ormond Jane? I have tried Memo and Ormond Jane, but I haven't tried all of either house. I've tried all the leathers, I believe. I've tried the Russian. I always want to call it Siberian leather, but Russian leather, French, Italian, and African leather by Memo. Ormond Jane, I've tried a few here and there. The one that really I remember that really stuck out to me was Montebaco Intensivo. I might be getting it a little bit popular. I know a friend or two actually has their eye on buying that one. If you want like a really fresh, fish and fresh, I don't know, a really fresh, crisp, almost like, I think it has tobacco in it, but it's just this beautiful, interesting, fresh, crisp, almost like vetiver-like fragrance as well. Montebaco Intensivo, the quality's outrageous. It smells a little bit unique, but it's very wearable. So definitely check that one out. And I forgot to comment about Les Artisans. I think that Les Artisans is a really underappreciated house. The quality of their fragrances is really nice. I don't know if you got to see the glass on that one. The quality, the presentation, the smell, I think they're winners. And they have some really interesting fragrances. They're not scary. If you're looking for a citrus fragrance, definitely get Batacuda, but this is one of my favorites. This is Caligna, or Kalinga. This is a beautiful fig, like a pine fragrance, almost has that juniper vibe to it. Beautiful Frangipani, which smells like a tropical, like almost like a suntan lotion vibe. There's definitely musk here, and a beautiful oak, like a white oak dry down. Very nice fragrance, and I can't get enough of this stuff. That's Caligna. Ooh, Caligna. Beautiful stuff. I'm a sucker for presentations too. It's like, that's really nice. And this isn't paper either. This is some kind of like plastic. And it's all like embossed with like gold lettering. It's like, that looks nice. Anyways, let me catch up with the comments. Ormond Jane, I love them. I think they're a really good niche house. Some people say they're overhyped. I don't know. As far as the niche world or the fragrance community here on YouTube, I don't hear a lot of reviewers talk about them. Maybe they're really popular outside of the YouTube scene, but inside of the YouTube scene, like Parfums de Marly's getting all the love. Sometimes Xerjoff gets some love. Maison Francis Kurkdjian gets a lot of love. Sometimes Nichonnet gets a little bit, but As far as like most of the there's a lot of other niche houses out there, like Artisan or Monjane. Penhaligon's gets a little bit, but not much. I think they're underrated. Zoologist gets a little bit, but there's a lot of really good niche brands out there. It's hard to keep up, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good houses. Sent to the day is Spice Blend, Christian Dior. I've heard a little bit about that one, but I haven't tried that one. That's one of their newer ones. I heard mixed reviews. I heard some people like it. Some people think it's a little bit boring. I'd be interested to see what that one's all about. Let me know. Do you love it, Fragrance Journey? Do you dislike it? Is that one of your fragrances you wear when you're a little bit tired of the ouds? Is that your versatile fragrance? I don't know. That's a really. I'm sure it's good though. Dior makes some good stuff, but I'm funny. The Dior exclusive line really isn't for me. I'm funny that way. I don't know why. Quarantine fragrance here is Bentley Azure Joy J. That's really interesting. For his and hers fragrance reviews, I actually want to give away from him, and I actually sent that one to me, and I gave it to my mom. I'm not trying to bash the fragrance. I'm sure it's nice. If you love it, you love it. But I gave it to my mom to be a dirty Santa present. Essentially, I don't know if you know about that tradition, but everybody can essentially steal presents. Everybody brings an affordable fragrance. It's supposed to be in a price range, and then everybody opens a gift and they try to steal it from each other. So it is nice though. Bentley Black. I think the Bentley Man Intense is probably the best. Bravo Bear says, "I'm at work. Shh. Do you want me to talk lower? Do I need to whisper?" I don't know. I'm sorry. Am I talking too loud? Sent to the night is Lalique Pour Homme. Centurion, man, I'm definitely there with you. I mean, you and me think alike in a lot of ways, and Lalique Pour Homme is a beautiful, classic, refined fragrance. So gentlemanly, so clean, so crisp. I don't think it smells dated at all. And I actually have a bottle of Eau Sauvage on the way, so stay tuned for that. I got a review coming. And everybody, if y'all want to help me out, I see 6 people are here right now. Definitely hit the like button if you want to help me out. Dean says, when you're exploring a new brand, do you typically purchase a discovery set? Or do you buy individual samples that have been recommended? It really depends. If I have the opportunity, I'll travel or I'll go to a boutique. I'll try to build a relationship if I can. I honestly haven't got to do too much of that, but I'll try to honestly save money. I'd rather pay a little bit of gas, like $5 in gas, and be able to smell 100 fragrances at a boutique, and maybe get a few free decants and build a relationship, and they'd be happy to see you and give you great service the next time you come. So that's the way I try to go about it. But honestly, I bought a lot of samples. When I explore a brand, honestly, I just pick and choose. I probably should just buy more of the whole line, but I'm so picky, just like my music. I pick and choose through brands. Like I can look through a whole catalog of fragrances, like a big house like Montal, and I can say there's like 5 Montals I'm interested in. I've looked through Mansara. I think there was like 3 of them at the time. I was like, those look really nice, and I can look through a whole house and pick one. There's been times when I've looked through a whole house and I'm like, I might try them, but none of them really look like they're interesting. But sometimes you never know, because a fragrance is the sum of all of its parts. All you can do is read the story. All you can do is read the notes. But the perfumer really had the power with the notes. They could have certain notes amped up. Sometimes you really don't know. Sometimes the story and the description can give you hints, but how they play with the notes, what kind of notes they are, where they've been sourced, when they've been sourced, and how the fragrance is mixed and all that. It can change everything. It can change it all. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me catch up. Have you tried any other Les Artisans? I've tried a few here and there. I think I've tried the regular Figue. I want to try the Figue Extreme. I really need to try Dzing for some reason. I've almost blind bought it a number of times. It's on my buy list. I need to really buy Noir Exquise. I need to buy that one. I'm just worried it's going to be too sickly sweet for me. That's what I'm worried about. But I probably should just buy it, and I'll probably love it. I'm just worried I'm going to smell too much like maple syrup, which I don't really love the smell of maple syrup. But if it smells like New Harlem, which was supposed to smell like maple syrup, I'll probably like it. I probably don't need to be worried. Honestly, the first time I tried maple bacon, I really don't like maple syrup and bacon combined, but maple bacon is special. I don't know if y'all have ever tried or experience the beauty of maple bacon, but get your taste on maple bacon. It's darn good. Let's see here. Artisan Dezing is actually my scent of the day. Hey, man, everybody who's here, at least I think most of y'all, we probably think alike. You know, you're here, you like at least how I present things, and you probably have similar taste to me, and that's a wonderful thing. And DJ, that's awesome. I somehow guessed in my mind what you were thinking. So, Jeremy once actually recommended double black for the fall a few years ago, but he doesn't like the original black. I'd like to try the Aqua de Parma from the Blue Mediterranean line as it warms up. Yeah, Aqua de Parma, their Mediterranean line is quite good. Some of them are hits and misses. The only one that I personally loved, and I forget if it's really in the Mediterranean line at all, but it's the Fico di Amalfi. That's probably my favorite. It's probably the easiest to wear and the most playful out of the bunch. But the regular Aqua de Parma fragrances, I do smell that almost bug spray like smell from some of them. I do get that. So a lot of the regular Aqua de Parmas really aren't for me. Some people love them, and if you like it, love it. But the Mediterranean line's probably the way to go. But of course, you're going to run into longevity issues. But I guess that's the name of the game when you're playing with citrus. So thoughts on Tobacco Oud? Is that the one from Tom Ford? Is that Tom Ford? If that's the one I'm thinking of, I think I have tried it, or maybe it was the Intense. There's an Intense version, isn't there? I think that one came out pretty recently. Anyways, I remember it being smooth and dark, if I'm thinking of the right one. But I don't know. I didn't think it had a lot of complexity to it. It tried to be oody, but the oud didn't really add enough complexity, like more oud focused scents. And the tobacco was there, and I really do love tobacco. It's one of my favorite notes, but it seemed like it was almost like a little bit dry. And then that signature, to me, it's almost like a dark patchouli DNA to the Tom Fords came through. But I don't know. I didn't feel like it was exciting enough for the price. Y'all know how I feel about Time Ford private blends. I think that for the most part, they're just way too expensive. You get 50 mils for $350. And the presentations are nice. It's a very reputable. When you say you're wearing a Tom Ford, especially in New York City, that's high class. People know you got money, and it looks and feels really, really good. But I do like Tuscan Leather. I think it changed the fragrance game. There's lots of fragrances inspired by it. There's lots of fragrances that are clones of it. Oud Wood also changed the game in a big way. I love Costa Azzurra. I would love to own a bottle, and I'd really love to own a bottle of Italian Cypress, which hopefully I'll save up for one day. But for the most part, a lot of them are misses. There are some of the older ones that have creativity, like Rive de Ombre is the first really aquatic amber fragrance I've smelled, and how that fragrance transitions. It's quite an interesting artistic fragrance in its own little way. It's got a little song to it, but the newer Tom Fords to me, I mean, some of them smell nice, like Lost Cherry. It smells nice, but either the longevity is always an issue, or there's just not a lot of creativity. I didn't think Lost Cherry had a lot of creativity to it, and the longevity wasn't great. So I wish Tom Ford would really come out, blazing. They've done great work in the past. It's just like Dior. Dior in the past, with their exclusive line, had some amazing fragrances in the past. I think the one was called like Metza, and I've tried a few here and there, but I haven't tried all of them. But some of the older Dior fragrances from the exclusive line they were awesome. They were banging, and a lot of their newer ones, I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make them more mass appealing. Maybe they're trying to make them easier to wear. Of course, sell more. But if it's your exclusive line, that's essentially your niche line, and I think that there should be some real creativity there. But that's just me. But I didn't know that Edges. I'll go back to your comment. I didn't know he suggested double black. I must have missed that. I don't watch all of Jeremy's content. I used back in the day. I did watch some here and there, but I really don't watch him too much anymore. Just like anybody, sometimes I'll glance over their video or just look at the title. Sometimes I'll just click on the video and look at the description to see if they've listed their fragrances. And sometimes I know what's going on. I've already smelled them all. I already have my opinions on them all. And sometimes I really don't need to hear more about those fragrances, especially if you're a fragrance reviewer or just deep into the fragrance hobby and you've heard about those fragrances 100 times. So that's how it is sometimes. Thoughts on have you tried the artisan one with the banana? No, I actually haven't tried the one with the banana. I need to try it. I haven't, but I've heard some people really like it, and I've heard some people think it's really, really strange. I honestly, it might be fun to smell, but I probably wouldn't like it. Honestly, when fragrances have really odd notes, like I don't want to walk around smelling like a banana, but maybe somebody else does out there. I don't remember the particular fruit that's in a fragrance called Umaguma, but I tried that one time, and that's a really floral, almost like fruity fragrance. It's kind of butting heads. It has this big duo, like this big fight with a dark chocolate, and that fragrance drove me crazy. That's one of those fragrances you spray on your skin, and you're like, why did I do this? You almost like panic because you're gonna have to experience it for hours. I don't think some people actually really like Umaguma, but it doesn't work for me. It's like Mandrake. Mandrake is not a bad scent as well. Y'all could look into that one if you're wanting a super long lasting, um, almost like a fruity fragrance. You might like Mandrake, and some ladies out there might absolutely love it. But there's this high vibrancy, there's this high energy, and it's called Mandrake, and they actually did a really good job capturing the smell. If you don't know Harry Potter or the Legend of the Mandrake, it like screams, and it's like it's fantasy. It's like a magical plant, and it would kill you if you uprooted it and made it angry. So there's this high pitched, almost like the fragrance almost yells at you, and it just drove me crazy. It's high pitch, it's high energy. It's not my vibe, but it's pretty fruity. It's not overtly sweet, but hey, it's anyways. Hey everybody. Oh, hey Jacqueline. Hey Jacqueline, how you doing? It's good to see you. What fragrances have you been into? What have you been wearing? Happy to see you. I'm sorry, if I'm bothering you, I'm distracting y'all. I've been fiddling with this. I don't know. We're talking about fragrance, and I'll get back to fragrance in a second. But this is a 20-year-old case knife. I get into all kinds of different hobbies, and this is something I'm passionate about. I like collecting things here and there, and this is a saddleback. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that. This is an old pattern. I really love it. I've been cleaning it and oiling it and doting on it, and it's a pretty beautiful thing. So Maison Lancôme, since I love gourmands. Yeah, that's Maison Lancôme. Which is that the name of the brand, or is that the whole fragrance? Do they have a Parfum fragrance? I love gourmands. I do love gourmands too. I like them to have that oud, that sweet oud, and I love my tobaccos and coffees. Anyways, say hello to the bad guy. Am I the bad guy? What's up, Ben? Hey, Mr. Cheap Sense. I feel you. You're awesome, man. I sometimes I get in people's chats. I got in a couple people's chats today, and I don't know if these guys don't know who I am, or again, sometimes I feel like I offended them. It's like I commented in their live like three different times, and I was friendly, and I was making conversation with some of these other fragrance reviewers, and this was only like one guy. This wasn't a bunch of them, but this guy like ignored me, and nobody else really said hello to me in the chat. I don't know if I've said something wrong. Maybe they think my recent top 10 crush video, maybe they think I'm being too masculine, which I meant very well, and I'm not being offensive or in any way. At least I don't think I am. I mean the very best. Apparently I am. My name can't stay out of people's mouths. Yeah, some people like to talk about you. You've I don't know, shook the basket, stirred the hive like once, and that's enough for people to go crazy. Hey, people talk about me, and people go behind my back, and I've done every single thing I can to appease people and to be kind to people and to try to build up everybody. And I have people behind me, with cloaks and daggers. But you fought back a little bit, and I've been tempted to fight back a little bit as well. But I don't know if that I don't know which the better way to go. To avoid the confrontation or not. But hey, you're a cool guy, so many different fragrances in the line. Yeah, they got a lot of fragrances. I need to try the Maison. What was that? Maison Lancôme line. I've tried the Oud Bouquet, of course, the EDT and the EDP, which might be their most popular. I'm not sure if it is, but I don't remember. Do you have Oud Bouquet? Oud Bouquet EDP is a really great fragrance for ladies. Very bold, or almost like an Oriental, almost like a Middle Eastern fragrance. But I don't think it's too difficult to wear. I don't think it's too hard. to wear. So I must be doing something right. Hey man, you know you and me feel the same way. That's my little motto. It's like if you're doing something right, you got haters. If you're doing something right, people are going to be trying to tear you down because they see that you're doing something and they want to bring you down to their level. So, don't let it get to you. I felt that way. I felt people were trying to tear me down too. And eventually you start not caring as much, and you start moving towards your dream, and you stop letting maybe things get to you. So just let it be water on your back, man. Just let it let it go. Your best fragrance with sandalwood in it. That's a tough question. I absolutely love sandalwood. I need to get more sandalwood focused fragrances. But my favorite sandalwood fragrance of all time. I really want to buy some of the oils out there. There's some really high quality oils. There's a tar company, an oil company called I think it's like Black Phoenix or something like that, and I really, really, really want to buy some of theirs. But it's probably Moon Milk by Stora Skogen, and I've talked about it on lives. I did a video back in the day. I talked really positively about it. I think it's a distant cousin, and it sometimes reminds me of Midnight in Paris. Not with the same note. It's not the same smell. It has different, notes, but the composition and the style of the fragrance sometimes reminds me of it. And I think the quality is amazing. I think it's a really charming fragrance. It's not the heaviest on the sandalwood. It doesn't have like a huge sillage or a huge scent trail that'll, last for hours and hours. But it's a charmer. It's a little fragrance that soothes and calms me all the time. And it's called Moon Milk by Stora Skogen. I do have an old review of it. I probably seem like a completely different person because my confidence has shot up. I'm becoming a better person. My life isn't perfect, but I think I've been improving a lot, and hopefully in my reviews you can tell that I'm doing better. So, anyways, hopefully that helps you out. There is, if you're looking for something that's pretty available and not too expensive, there is the Alexandria Hafez exclusive, which is a pretty good sandalwood for the money. Not too many people talk about that one. There is I can't even remember the name of it, but maybe I'll remember it in a second. There's a line that I think it was the perfumer Maison Francis Kurkdjian made this line of fragrances. I can picture the bottles in my head, and they have a fragrance it's like a single note that are really good for layering. They have like a rose, an amber, a sandalwood, and I'm sure they have something else. I'm sure they have like a vetiver. I can't even remember what it is right now. But if you reach out to me, I can Google it, and I'll be able to find it. Yes, I do love it. That's fantastic. You already beat me to the game there, Jacqueline. You're hated either way here. That's the way it is. You never can appease anybody. You got to do your own thing. You got to stay in your own lane and fight your own battles, because if you appease one side, the other side will hate you. If you appease the other side's going to hate you. There's always people who are pitting fights with each other, and really, if you're working towards a dream, you just got to get people who are wanting to work with you. You don't try to you don't spend all your time and resources trying to get somebody to work with you or be your friend, or if they're your complete enemy. You just don't spend your time doing that. But I suppose you could spend a little bit of time, which I try to do, but most of the time it doesn't work out. I don't know. I got 14% power, so I'm running out. It's hilarious to me, but anyway, just showing some love, my friend. Hey, Mr. Cheap, since I appreciate you stopping by. What fragrances have you been buying? What have you been into? I don't know how y'all feel, but I've already spent a bunch of fragrances on money from, the stimulus and all that, and hopefully that'll come in soon, but hey, what can you do? You got time on your hands, and we're all probably looking at fragrances we probably don't need or probably can't afford, and I'm guilty as much as anybody. I bought Moschino Umo today because I needed a cheap casual summer fragrance. Ever tried it? You came to the right place. I don't know if you've seen my reviews, if you've seen me talk about that one, but I consider that one of the best cheapies out there in the world. For 20 odd dollars, that's one of the best affordable fragrances for your money. It's a 4.2 ounce as well. You get a whole extra ounce. It lasts 6-7 hours. Some people claim it doesn't last on them, like they might get 4 hours. I get 6-7 hours, and it lasts longer than that with Sillage. Sometimes people pick up on it longer than that. It distantly reminds me of things like YSL Homme, but it's so classy. It is a little bit powdery. It's a little bit fresh and crisp. If you're super, it's not a neroli scent at all, but if you're super sensitive to things that can be soapy, it might remind you of neroli. But trust me, that fragrance has got me noticed. I don't know why, but that's one of those fragrances in my world that has some magic to it. And I I don't know if the gal just really liked me, but there was one time, and I was sitting just in a just in a room, and there was like it was set up, and there was tons of seats everywhere, and she must have been like 3 rows ahead of me, like at a movie theater, and a couple seats to the side, and I don't know if she liked me that much just for me, but my fragrance or what was going on, my vibe or my energy, but she was absolutely reacting to it, and it was driving her crazy. So yeah, Moschino Umo is really, really nice. I don't think it'll do you wrong. And you can overspray it too. But in the super high heat, if it's 90 degrees or to 100, I'd be careful with just about any fragrance. Unless it's a citrus, of course. So, come on, everybody. I don't see more comments. Yup, good advice. I guess we're running out of time. I guess this is kind of getting to the point where it's good to wrap up anyway. It's getting a little dark. Probably got 10% power. But I'll be on tomorrow, Saturday night as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll be on a little bit longer tomorrow night. We can hang out, we can chat, have some questions for me. Be ready to share your sense of the day. And if y'all haven't, I got 10 of y'all here, 10 people. Definitely, if you don't know, I upload videos about every day. I don't know if that's a good thing. At one point, I said I was going to upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think it was like every 2 days. But I decided to really kick it up. Let me know, is that too much content? I love putting out content, and I've been working really hard. So if you haven't hit the notification bell, if you don't come to my channel regularly, you might actually go to my videos and be shocked, because I'm putting out video after video, and I'm putting in a lot of work. I don't know if y'all saw my top 10 celebrity crush video. I actually put some editing into it. I actually had to remake the video because I put in a couple like 5 to 10-second clips of some of these singers and some of these actors, and it actually got flagged for copyrights and actually got blocked. I've never had a video actually be blocked. So I had to completely remake the video, and I probably, for y'all to watch a 20-minute video, I put in like 5 hours of editing, or 5 hours in total with making the video and editing it and all that. So hope that y'all appreciate that. That's a lot of work. I put in like 5 hours for y'all because I had to remake it and everything. Need to catch up and binge watch your vids. Hey man, if you got time and if you like my content, I'd appreciate that. If you like my content, so yeah, Jacqueline's Perfumery. Yeah, it's I gotta take all the pictures, I gotta download them, I gotta put them in the right places, I got space. Then you know how editing works, and then if you try to split your video and make everything work together. And the first time I made it, there was a lot more edits. I had like scenes and actors, and I tried to make everything really witty, and I paced things out a little bit more. But then I just had to completely remake it. It broke my heart because I put so much work into it. I was like, no, nobody's gonna get to see it. Gonna watch your Umo review after the stream. Definitely go watch it. I've mentioned it a couple times. It's hit cheapy videos, top 10 cheapy videos. It's done that a couple times. That Moschino Umo deserves the attention, but again, it's a little bit more soft. It's inoffensive. Some people might not find it the most interesting thing in the world, but if you want something highly versatile that's going to make you smell clean and classy, I mean, hey, it's really, really nice, and I think it blows fragrances like YSL Homme out of the water. I think it's a lot better, so... Anyways, I probably got 5% power. It's probably about to shut off on y'all. Candle recommendations. I think it was Robes08 who was telling me to... what's that brand called? It's the ones who make Tam Dao and Velocicos. What's that brand? I can picture their fragrances in my mind right now. I can picture the bottles, but I can't remember the name. My mind blanking. But they make Tam Dao, they make Velocicos. Robes08 was telling me that brand was the go-to brand. They make Tempo, Diptyque, that's the one. He was telling me that Diptyque candles are legit, that Diptyque makes amazing candles. But you can probably go to any of these big name brands, and sometimes there'll be, sales on them. If you message them, a company and you buy stuff online, if you message them, they might give you one. I don't know. Sometimes they have specials. Sometimes you have to ask. But, those big name like Amouage and some of those other candles, it gets crazy. You're gonna be they can go up to $100 or more for a candle, and it's a candle, but they're amazing and there's beautiful ones. I haven't bought a lot of luxurious candles. Um, if you message me, there's this brand and they sent me some stuff in the past. I got like an angel food cake one, and one that smelled like a beautiful coffee dessert. It was like 4 crosses or 4 cents or something like that. And he's an indie guy making stuff probably out of his house, and he's doing a really good job. And I'm sure he could really use the business about now. So Saks Fifth Avenue has 15% off. Oh, exactly. There's a lot of sales going on, and once this virus and everything goes away, there's going to be it's going to be like Black Friday. There's brands, and they need the money, and they want your stimulus money. So there's going to be a huge sale. I probably should have saved my money, waited for better deals, but it's going to be like Black Friday. It's going to be like after Thanksgiving. It's going to be like Cyber Monday. It's going to get crazy, guys. Uh, if you don't know IDEO, I really like IDEO fragrances. I love their Prison Blues. I think it's a really good fragrance. I just absolutely had to buy it. They still have their 35% up sale or 30% off sale going on, and you could probably check them out. Not affiliated. They don't. They probably don't care, but hey, 35% off. They're really nice. Dang, that's true. I hope I can catch a sale. Yeah, there's going to be really good stuff. And there's if you're on eBay as well, some people are willing to negotiate, if you can make an offer. I don't suggest trying to rip people off, of course, but if people are willing to, make offers and people are doing their own little sales through eBay, I got low battery. I got 5%, so it's about to die on me, or die on y'all too. So, anyways, you can find some really good stuff, and people are trying to buy and sell what they can on eBay. So definitely be aware of that. Have you tried Bottega Veneta? I've tried the Pour Homme and the Parfum, I believe it is, but I haven't tried the Parfum or any of their other fragrances. It's just a light, almost like aquatic, leathery, almost like a juniper, piney fragrance. Honestly, the fragrances, I got 4% power. They kind of felt like Hugo Boss in their style, but with different notes. The Bottega Veneta fragrances are easy to wear. They're really nice. If you can find them for a really good price, I mean, they're fine to wear to the office for casual wear, highly versatile. I personally probably go with the EDP, but the EDT it gets noticed a little bit more. The problem with the Bottega Veneta line, at least the regular Pour Hommes, the Pour Homme line, or most of those from that line that I can tell, is longevity. The longevity is really bad on them, as far as I can tell, but not bad fragrances. If you can find it on the cheap, 50, 40, maybe cheaper dollars, it might be worth it. Tim Dake, Diptyque Temdal, EDP is a great sandalwood. Yeah, I really want that one. That's a great sandalwood. Dual EDT is a great vanilla. I don't remember if I've tried that one. Bottega Veneta is slightly discounted at 6 Fast Avenue. I wouldn't, if it's only 15% off, I wouldn't go for the regular Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. Find a reputable eBay seller or somebody else and get it like half off. There are some deals like that out there sometimes. If you're paying $80, even $60 for that, I don't think it's personally worth it, but to each his own. Some people might love those Bottega Veneta parfums. Neiman Marcus has a beauty sale discounts about every 2-3 weeks, it seems. Yeah, somebody was telling me about like $600 off of 2000 somewhere, and like $300 off 1,000, or some ridiculous sale like that going on at one of those big name stores like Barney's or Saks or something. I don't know if it's true, but I don't have $2,000 to spend on fragrance, but $600 off 2,000 is absolutely ridiculous. That's like, what is that, like 30% off or more on luxury high end goods that never go on sale? That's absolutely ridiculous. Which idea do you recommend? I really like Prison Blues. If you like powdery fragrances, you might like Space Rhapsody. Neiman is in bankruptcy court as we speak. Hey man, I bet they're gonna have crazy sales then, Darren. Anyways, I know 11 people are here. I gotta say goodbye because I know my power is gonna run out any second. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna be on live tomorrow night. I wish y'all the very best. And we have an amazing chat. It says I wait for the $50 off 200 at Neiman's. Yeah, they have an amazing sales. Y'all can catch a good deal. IDEO does have a discovery set. They are more musky in style. If you like well-rounded musk types of scents, I think that IDEO is really nice and really versatile stuff. It kind of has more of that Dior Homme exclusive line kind of feel, versatile, and fresh, well-rounded. Not the most complex, not the deepest, not the most daring niche, but they're still really nice. So, no, yeah, I probably got 2% power. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that because it's gonna cut me out any second. See you soon. See you, Ronald. Tomorrow night is the night, my friends. I'll see you soon, everybody. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Take care. Cook some wonderful food. Get some sunlight. Drink some water. Avoid the painkillers that lowers your immune system, and definitely be safe, my friends. Be careful. Sorry I missed this. You can definitely watch the replay, and I'll be on tomorrow night. Sasha, I'll get to hang out with you tomorrow night. So I'll see everybody. Have a good one. Be safe, my friends, and bye, everybody.